We have another message. O Mary, blessed are you among women. How many times have you spoken these words or heard them without any faith? Reciting a prayer mechanically, without connecting to the Almighty, is the same as saying nothing at all. Or like singing along to a random song from the radio, one that gets stuck in your head without even liking it. A prayer is a sublime act of connection between the creature and the Creator. There is no formula or recipe as long as it comes from the heart. Often, it's preferable to abandon traditional formulas like the Hail Mary or the Our Father when repetition has drained them of faith and feeling, leaving only empty words. It's much better to close your eyes, take a deep breath for a few moments, and then open the doors of your heart before praying. Improvisation in prayer is highly recommended because it ensures that the prayer, rather than being a mere repetition, truly reflects the feelings of the one who prays. As mentioned, form is not important as long as there is no lack of humility. There is no need for sacrifices or self-punishment, kneeling or depriving oneself as a demonstration of faith. This type of faith is akin to that of the Old Testament, where animals were sacrificed on altars to please God. Today's personal sacrifices are merely a lighter version of that outdated practice. The Bible itself states, before placing your offering on the altar, reconcile with your brother first. For Jesus, these demonstrations of faith and worship were not so important. Why? What did the Master say? Without charity, there is no salvation. Faith without works is useless. What does this mean? If we want to please God and Jesus, if we wish to make sacrifices, they should be aimed at helping others. Any other form is a meaningless display, and suffering for the sake of suffering serves no purpose at all. Those who sacrifice for nothing are deceiving themselves because they continue to hold grudges, to curse their misfortunes, blaming everyone but themselves for their troubles. What is the point of such sacrifice? I won't even go far as to say that we must lift our brothers and sisters from the depths they are immersed in, because we are not yet prepared for great acts of altruism, let alone small ones. It is far better to engage in deep self-examination, first to know ourselves, than to begin an inner transformation. We must prepare ourselves for small but genuine acts of charity, starting with tolerance toward the inconvenient behavior of others. This may seem simple, but is harder than any long journey, harder than climbing mountains, harder than any promise paid with suffering. Suffering, if devoid of charity for others, redeems nothing, not even a vow, no matter what it is. A time will come when religions will merge, adopting a more practical approach to life, abandoning fear-based doctrines and convincing people that, as co-creators, it is their responsibility to help and uplift their fellow beings. This is nothing, absolutely nothing, more sacred than charity, which benefits both the recipient and the giver. The fulfillment it brings cannot be measured by human standards. Nothing is truly lost. Even religions that emphasize sacrifice over charity can, at some point, open the eyes of the faithful. Except for spirits who have reached completion, not just spiritists. Most of us, when incarnated in the flesh, managed to accomplish only a small part of what was planned. Our imperfections, combined with material attachments, keep us trapped in vicious circles, broken only through perseverance and study. Yes, we have discussed this before. Changing an essence that has been rigid for centuries while being bombarded with negative influences requires a daily habit of uplifting reading. Every painful or victorious example we read helps us understand that everyone faces life's hardships, as our world is still one of trials and atonement. Since we never know when our realization will strike, because we have so many blind spots, we must continue reading and reflecting on how to apply these insights in our daily lives. Only through diligent effort, step by step, like a gardener carefully tending to his garden, removing the weeds so that roses can bloom, can we cultivate our souls. This work is arduous and constant. I wish I could tell you that there is a shortcut, a magical formula to angelic transformation, but there isn't. Everyone starts from the same point, has the same opportunities for growth, and must climb every step of the evolutionary ladder on their own, carrying their own burdens. You already know this truth. The real shortcut is a narrow gate, the shortest but steepest path. Then there is the wide gate, comfortable, easy at first, sloping downwards. All you have to do is let go and be carried along. But it's an illusion. This path is winding and covered in fog, obscuring when you are headed until, after many turns, you realize you have been led right back to where you started. is like a ride on the amusement park attraction, like a maze. The narrow gate, however, reveals the path ahead, an ascent. There are no detours, no illusions, fogging the road, only clarity. From there, you can see all the way to the purity of the clouds, atop the mountain, a magnificent sight. Which path will you take? The wide gate or the narrow gate? Aren't we tired of being the same? Of always seeing our problems from the same perspective? Of always focusing on the negative? Haven't we let too much of the precious sand of time slip through our fingers? And then, when we finally realize that all the time we carelessly enjoy is running out, we try in vain to grasp in our hands, only to open them and see that our opportunity on earth has vanished. We wanted so much, we promised ourselves so much, yet we did so little. Between today and the many tomorrows that our lazy soul has procrastinated upon, we come to understand that we only needed to act because the only time we truly possess is today. That's why it's called the present, a great and invaluable gift given to us by the Creator of all things. Good night, good afternoon, good day, until the next one. Starting to rain, just in time for me to finish. Bye bye.